One of the biggest mistakes that African American men tend to make is looking to the wrong people for advice. That has cost us heavily in the last 10 years. Stay with me, and I'll explain what I'm saying. Hello, everybody. I am attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some story trending regarding politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy this unjust legal system and to nullify systemic racism. If that interests you, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll get notified every time we upload one of these powerful and informative videos. Before we get into this, please go over to Amazon, grab a copy of my book if you have an African-American male child in public school. You need this book. So grab your copy. I promise you, you will not regret it. Now, let's play a video, and I want you to hear some words from Malcolm X as he talks about who are the real leaders in the African-American community. Because as I said in the opener, one of the things that has cost us big time is that some African-American men tend to look to the wrong people for political advice. Watch this video.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Just like Malcolm X just said, some black men, not all, make the huge mistake of taking political advice from the wrong people, such as athletes, comedians, rappers, and so on. These entertainers do not have the expertise, knowledge, and experience to offer such political advice. They are experts, yes, in their fields. For example, when it comes to rap lyrics, Ice Cube, 50 Cent are the best, no question about it. When it comes to writing and telling jokes, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, and on are at the very top of the game. When it comes to sports commentating, Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, they are experts at that. But when it comes to understanding the law, economics, policies, political science, and history, black men must seek out the professionals. When trying to understand, for example, history, Professor Carol Anderson, Professor Panal Joseph, are among the best. When you want a cultural critic, there's no one better than Professor Michael Eric Dyson. Or if you want to understand the law, Professor Paul Butler is absolutely at the top of his game. Now, there are 3 reasons why some black men oftentimes look to athletes, entertainers, and rappers for knowledge about politics, etc. First is who the media actually hypes up. Right? So we know that when the media want to give some commentary about politics, one of the first people they tend to go to is Charlemagne. Charlemagne, who I don't believe has ever gotten a PhD in economics or a law degree or a PhD in something else, political science. I don't think so. I don't think he has any particular knowledge or deep understanding of these various areas of leadership that one would think he would have, because the media is always putting a microphone in front of his face, right? So the media hypes these people up, just what Malcolm X said. The media hype them up, and then those people tend to become the go-to experts or talking heads where black issues are concerned. And they should not be, because again, they just don't have the expertise, the knowledge, the education, and so on. That doesn't take a thing from Charlemagne. He's good at what he does, right? Speaking on the radio, dealing with cultural issues, and so on. But he is not the person that we should go to and look to when it comes to Black leadership. He has his opinion. He has the right to express his opinion. But he should not be one of the political leaders of the African American community. Another reason why these entertainers and athletes tend to become the leaders in our community is because it's who we tend to see in our communities. When I was growing up, you know who I saw mostly? I saw drug dealers, I saw thugs, I saw criminals. That was mostly what I saw. And that was mostly who I gravitated toward. And it's the reason why I ended up dropping out of high school and so on. Because I wanted to be just like them. I did not see doctors, lawyers, engineers. I didn't see that. So as a result, I didn't value those people. I valued, again, the thugs and the pimps and the drug dealers, and that was who I wanted to be. So some of this has to do with who we see on a regular basis. Third of all, there is some anti-intellectualism that goes on amongst some African American men, right? They don't want to value those other Black men who have achieved some education, some success. You know, they attack them. They call them Democratic shields. They call them boule. They call them, these names because they don't want to acknowledge that these guys have reached a level of success in their chosen fields. So Black men tend to attack those other Black men who have achieved some things. So here are the folks that tend to get mics put in their faces all the time so that they can tell us what they think the Black community should do. Again, they're athletes, comedians, rappers, and so we see 50 Cent, we see Ice Cube, we see Stephen A. Smith, we see Steve Harvey, we see Charlemagne, we see Charles Barkley. These guys are great guys. I'm not trying to insult these guys. I'm not calling these guys dumb or stupid or any of that. These are well-accomplished guys. These guys have done well in their fields. And again, if I want to laugh, Steve Harvey is among the best. If I want to know how to rap, I'm definitely going to look to Ice Cube. If I want to talk about hip-hop culture, Charlemagne is right up there. No question about it. Charles Barkley when it comes to basketball. But when it comes to political leadership, these are not, or they should not be, our leaders. These gentlemen should be the leaders. Wes Moore, Governor Wes Moore, Paul Butler, Professor Paul Butler of the Georgetown Law School, Hakeem Jeffries, who should be Speaker of the House right now, Malcolm Frost, this young man who recently became a congressman down in Florida, young man doing his thing. These are the leaders. Those are the ones who are making those decisions in the halls of Congress and so forth that are really impacting the Black community. So those are the ones that we should look to, not the athletes and the entertainers, not for political leadership. They provide, those entertainers and athletes, they provide a very valuable service to our country in the sense that they help us be able to let our hair down and relax and get some downtime and enjoy some sports, some basketball, what have you, right? But not when it comes to political advice. And that's been part of the problem. We've been listening to the wrong people, like these people who have told young Black men to vote the couch, that the Democratic Party has done nothing for the African American community. The facts just simply defy that. The facts, I'm talking about the facts, defy that notion. And voting the couch has hurt us badly. It has hurt us badly. And why do we keep doing it? Because we keep listening to the wrong people. The wrong people. Now let's go back to these pictures. I want you to see who are the leaders of the white community. Here are the leaders of the white community. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Leo Leonard, who is a part of the Federalist Society, Kevin Roberts, who's over the Heritage Foundation, Gene Hamilton, J.D. Vance, who's Trump's vice president running mate. These are the guys who are leading the white conservative movement, and they have tremendous expertise. Kevin Roberts has a PhD. Leonard has a law degree. Ken Cuccinelli here has a law degree. These guys are at the top of their game. They are qualified, and they're the undisputed leaders of the white conservative movement. Now, these guys are not the leaders of the white community. Tom Brady, Luke Bryan, right? Aaron Rodgers. You don't see, as Malcolm X said, you don't see the media putting mics in front of their faces to get their thoughts on what white people should do, what the white community should do politically. No. And you don't ever hear white people attacking these leaders of the white community, calling them, Republican shields or what have you. No, it is undisputed that these are the most qualified folks to lead the white conservative movement. And so whites look to them and celebrate them. That's not the case in our community, unfortunately. Unfortunately, those who are qualified to be the leaders, they get attacked. They get attacked. There's so much distrust. There's so much hatred, black men, that sometimes we find it hard to celebrate one another, right? We find it difficult to celebrate those who have achieved a lot of education, for example. We find it difficult to celebrate those who are in those spaces where they can really make some changes. Sometimes we black men, we're like crabs in a barrel, right? We just don't celebrate each other. We don't value one another. And instead of looking to those who could really be a big influence in the African-American community, we look to guys like this, who, again, if you want to laugh, if you want to enjoy a good beat, if you want some serious sports commentation, then these are the guys for you. But when it comes to understanding the law, economics, policies, political science, these are not the guys to go to. These are not the guys to go to for voting advice. Who's the best candidate? What are the policies that you should be paying a special attention to? No, these guys are not the guys that you go to for that advice. They're just not. They're great guys. They're smart guys. They're brilliant guys. Don't misunderstand me. They're brilliant guys. But when it comes to the political space, you need to go to the folks who really know what they're talking about, who really know what they're doing. These guys. And these are just a handful of all the rest that are out there. There are many, many, many more. But the thing that disturbs me is, again, I hear a lot of these YouTube folks attacking these men as democratic shields, as bourgeois. I mean, all kinds of name calling, trying to diminish them, trying to devalue them. They don't want some of you brothers to look to these guys. So you tend to flock to these other people. And what you're getting is not sufficient to help you make the right political decision from these guys right here. And certainly not from those pro-black imposters. The advice that they have given the African-American community regarding voting has been detrimental, and I would say devastating, and that's going to play out over the next few years, because I'm mainly talking about those 3 Supreme Court justices that Donald Trump was able to appoint to the U.S. Supreme Court because so many black people didn't vote. It also reminds me of a situation in Louisiana. They got this, what they describe, many people describe as a white supremacist governor. Why did they get him? Because so many black Louisiana folks voted the couch. I think less than 30% of all those black people in Louisiana went out to vote. And what are they doing now? Complaining. Some of those folks didn't vote because they listened to the wrong people. They listened to the wrong people. What's the old saying? Who is the fool or the fool who follows the fool? That's an old saying, but there is, I'm telling you, some wisdom in that. Who is the most foolish of the two people? The fool himself or the fool who is following the fool? The fool who's following the fool is the biggest fool. Again, find the right people, ask the right questions so you can get the right information. All right? All right, so thank you for watching this video. I am Attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Until the next time, peace and love.